Hello, beautiful beings. Happy Monday. It's really nice to connect with you on this beautiful fall day. And so today I'd like to touch on the subject of trust and how it affects really everything in our life. And so sometimes in our life, we may feel symptoms like depression or anxiety or trouble with intimacy or even like micromanagement. And so when we do feel these symptoms, it shows that we have a lack of trust. And so it's really important for ourselves and the work that we're doing in the world to really show up and just be an observer that this is happening. And so it's interesting because when I started to think about what I wanted to talk about in this live, I was like, oh, I could talk about trust issues. And I was like, I bet I'm not the only one with trust issues, right? Does everybody feel like they have trust issues? I feel like that's a pretty common thing for everyone to just, sometimes not be in full trust all the time. And it's totally normal. And so just touching on where maybe those trust issues come from. And so at the development stage of our childhood, it's super important that we shape trust in our beliefs and our behaviors. And so um, when we are young, basically, we are depending on someone, let's say our mothers, for example, or our parents, and therefore it creates a blueprint for all of the relationship in our lives. And so in order to have fully learned to trust in this space, our needs have to be entirely met. And so as we are completely codependent on our mother figure or caretaker, in order for us to feel safe, our mamas had to be completely secure and stable within themselves, in their bodies, in addition to taking care of all of our needs like feeding, changing, soothing. And so if one area was weaker, let's say she was physically taking care of her needs, but emotionally she was lacking, then this was planting a seed of shame or unworthiness, and ultimately creating an inability to fully trust and feel safe. And so it's it was equally important that we were welcomed and wanted in this world. And so if the safe environment and caretaking wasn't established super well, then sometimes we create a need for outside soothing in our life. And so we're likely to develop, pathological relationships with other forms of soothing, such as food or chemicals, sex, shopping, or whatever it is for you. And so, yeah, diving deeper into where my trust issues came from, it was interesting to just observe what's going on there and also recreate a story there as I heal. And so my trust issues were showing up in my last romantic relationship, and that was also an acrobatic relationship. And so that was even amplified because of that. And yeah, things like, freezing in the middle of a dynamic, risky movement or skill, or trying to control every part of a skill, or I was being hesitant in attempting new skills with my partner. And yeah, all those symptoms were showing in my, acrobatic practice. And I had to really sit down with myself and be like, where do those trust issues come from, Jasmine? Like, where did it start? Yes, in your infancy. But also, how can you recreate this story and begin really trusting? Like, what are you not trusting is the question, right? And so I wasn't trusting that I was safe. I wasn't trusting that I was loved. I wasn't trusting that I was, taken care of. All those things that came from my, you know, path in the past. And so how I was able to move away from those trust issues was when I realized that the deep root of that trust was I wasn't trusting in my environment or the universe. Like I wasn't able to fully trust that the universe had my back and that spirit was always gifting me situations for my best interest and growth. And so, yeah, I was able to, when I realized that, really trust in myself and trust into the universe and surrender more control. Really believing that the universe is always aiming and offering opportunities or tests to upgrade our life, right? And so, yeah, this trust is really, really important in your life, in designing your dream life, but also in your inversion, arm balance, handstand, or partner acrobatic practice. And so, yeah, I feel like that's a really, really good point to be working on. And also in relation to the title, making love to the universe in trust so that you can, manifest the things that you want. It's like if that trust isn't there when you're making love to the universe, it's never going to be as orgasmic, right? But yeah, taking it back to the physical handstand and acrobatic practice in your life, like, yeah, if you feel ready to trust that it is possible, that anything is possible, and that nailing your handstand is possible, um, please go ahead and send me a message and let's chat because I am offering a divine handstand training program designed to help you achieve your health goals on a physical, mental, and spiritual level. And so, if that seems exciting to you and you have that goal in your life, then please go ahead and reach out to me. It's really nice to see everybody checking in right now. I hope you have a beautiful Monday, guys. Much love.